Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and Cyber Monday all start the shopping season. But some people who have already purchased online are discovering they bought into a scam. Mike McKnight exposes how it happened and gives clues so you don't fall victim.
There it is.
Searching for something to greet guests at a special event, Sandy Bloomingdale came across a website where she bought 4 9-foot-high artificial trees at a low price.
And I try to be very careful. I do research, and it looked completely legitimate.
But when the trees didn't arrive, she checked the tracking number information at the post office.
And even though it showed delivered, they could verify that they never received it. And it was a scam. I just got taken.
A friend told Jim Hagerty about deals on a new website that could be a good fit.
You could easily get caught up in the smoking deal that's being offered here and the imagery, because the imagery is very well done on this site.
But click on About Us and you'll see grammatical errors like "we has developed." While the professional appearance of this webpage might have some customers sold on its legitimacy, a closer look with a magnifying glass could provide a clue that ties it to a scam. The fake website address bar says .co, while the legitimate site shows .com.
Look for links that don't work. And if there's no phone number where you can reach anybody, I mean, those are all the tip-offs to the rip-offs.
Sandy hopes her fraud report will lead to a credit card credit.
It makes you angry and, I don't know, almost embarrassed that you bought into it.
And she's learned don't take website offers at face value. On your side in Omaha, Mike McKnight, 6 News.
The Better Business Bureau in Omaha has 10 complaints about the phony website for running shoes, with nobody yet receiving their order. Emails to a customer service link came back as undeliverable. Now, we did send a message to the real company, but have not yet received a response.